everybody. It is that time once again. It is 8 o'clock Thursday evening, and it's time for Treasure Tales. It's going to be a good show tonight, I think. I hope. Anyway, we'll just get into it here. We got a couple of really special guests tonight. I think most of you know them. If you don't, you're in for a treat tonight. And we in the next coming weeks, we've got some really good guests lined up to come and tell you some treasure tales. Some of the best in the industry, I think. Um, I hope you enjoy it. So let's just kind of take a deep breath, relax. If you're having a beverage, take a sip, as I will. Thank you very much. Very good. Very, very good. So I'm just going to see who's here and say hello to everybody. Oh, okay, my very good friends, Pacific Northwest Dirt Fishing, Tiffany and Ronnie. Hello, how are you? Glad that you are here. You just made my day. And the Mumbles Man is back in action. When missing the Mumbles Man for about a week, he was out of commission, but he's back and it's going to be good. And you'll get to meet the Mumbles Man on the 23rd on our special show. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And Terry Curry, how are you, Terry? Glad to see you. Mike Mayo, how are you and Trish doing? She's probably still kicking your butt when you detect, I'm sure. Frederick Romano, how are you, my friend? Mark Fiorello. Digging Florida with Bill Gross. Nice to see you. Wendy Krause. Hello, Wendy. Hope you're doing well. And Art and Rose Frazier. This is a busy time for Art, being as how he's plays Santa Claus a lot, I think. So glad that you're with us tonight. And Dan Graham, it's grammar time. Pretty soon he'll have some videos up. Treasure Maze. He just won the Anderson Shafts prize on Treasure Talk last Monday night. So be looking for that. I think you'll get it here pretty soon. Robert Ridgway, how are you, Robert? Good to see you. And Jimmy Crossbones is in the house. Jimmy Crossbones will be back on Treasure Talk. I think it's in May. I'm booked all the way up through May now. So I'm booking now in June. So if y'all got anybody you want to see on Treasure Talk, get me an email and let's see about getting them on, you know. Let's see who else is there. Pink Power Alley Treasure Hunter. There is a one sterling individual right there. One of the nicest people on the planet Earth. Great detectorist. And I'm proud to say a friend. Adele Lampersky Rutherford. Adele, you just keep getting better, girl. That's all I got to tell you. You just keep getting better. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Okay, and now Danny Graham's on his YouTube channel, Grammar Time. He stopped by, so there'll be some good videos putting up on Grammar Time, and we'll be supporting him, and it'll be on our must-watch list from Treasure Talk that we'll do in about a month. And oh yeah, the Mumbles Man is saying he's having a glass of Rick Tumbleton's single malt, which is good. It was good. It was good indeed. And let's see who else. I think Lisa P. Persgaki. Lisa, you are always a treat to have in the house, and we love it, love it, love it. So some of the things we've got coming up is it's going to be really good. Next week is going to be a really good show. Tonight's going to be a really good show. This is going to be a barred murder. But next week we're going to have, my mind's going. I'm an old person. So let's see. I got a message here from one of our guests. Give me a second here. Okay. Well, it doesn't show that he is. Okay. So, anyways, next week, guess who's going to be here? It's going to be fun. You know, I think you'll know at least one of them. I know you will, or two of them. Two of the best female detectives in the world today. Teresa Barr Williams, Teresa the Treasure Hunter, which is just, she's just covered up in awesome sauce, as the one is tonight, Liz Cabral. Awesome sauce just drips off that girl. And then Gypsy Jules. It'll be Gypsy's first appearance on Treasure Tales, and hopefully she'll come back. I think everybody will really like visiting with Gypsy, hearing some of her stories. And then we're going to have a special couple, David and Laura Chumley. Some of you may know them, and they're going to stop by and tell us some treasure tales. So it's going to be a really good show next week. It's going to be a great show tonight, as a matter of fact. And excuse me. And then, I mean, the month's flying by, isn't it? My gosh, it's almost Christmas time. And if you haven't got a present yet, you'll be getting some. Get your Christmas shopping done. And hopefully I'll be able to, next week I'll be sporting the Blue Spade Society shirt that we have in our Treasure Talk store. We've got a Teespring. You can go there and you can buy t-shirts, tank tops, cups, long sleeve tees, a number of things, sweatshirts with Treasure Talk on them, or Treasure Tales, or the Blue Spade Society on them. So hopefully you should, I'll be sporting one next week. But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, on the 23rd is going to be a very special show. You all have heard me talk about the Blue Spade Society. It's something that's very near and dear to my heart, as well as it is to Tim Naylor, the Mumbles man, and our friend John David. Now, John David is the one that I created the Blue Spade Society for, and he is going to be our special guest on the 23rd. So you will get to meet John David. Some of our sponsors are going to stop by. One of the guests tonight is a sponsor of the Blue Spade Society, and two other sponsors will stop by and say hello, and some other people are going to stop by and say hello to John. So if you have questions, we'll make sure that John gets them and he gets them answered, and it's just going to be a really good show. If you've got questions about the Blue Spade Society, that will be the time to ask them, and they'll get answered, and it's just going to be a really good time, I think. And you'll really enjoy meeting John. He's nervous, but I think he'll do okay. So the Mumbles man's going to be on with me. And John, we'll all three be here, and we'll have some special guests lined up to come by and say hello. And, if you don't like John David, then you don't like anybody, because John David he's a special, special person. And after you meet him and listen to him a little bit, you're going to understand why I created the Blue Spade Society. And it's just something that means a lot for Tim and myself. And, and there's some other people that have really jumped on board the Blue Spade Society, Pacific Northwest Dirt Fishing. Fantastic couple. They are committed to the Blue Spade Society. So is Teresa Barr Williams. And what the Blue Spade Society is, this is your first time tuning in, the Blue Spade Society is for, John is disabled. Now, he has severe lung issues. He's got a pacemaker. As a matter of fact, he tells a story when he was out detecting one day, and he overdid it a little bit, and his pacemaker went off and put him on his hiney. But it hasn't stopped him. He uses a rollator, which we nicknamed the Blue Thunder. And excuse me. And he gets out there and he detects. He does what he can as he can do it. We tease him all the time when we take him to the beach. I think he likes the beach at Daytona better because it's much harder packed sand. It's easier for him to walk. And he likes Daytona Beach because it's got the ice cream truck, but we're not going to go there with him. But anyway, it's going to be a really good show. and some special people will stop by, and you'll get to learn a little bit more about the Blue Spade Society and how you can become involved with the Blue Spade Society. And we'll even talk about it a little bit tonight with the guests that are coming on. So we're going to get going here in about 3-4 minutes and bring our guests on. So one has joined, one has not joined. So the one that has not joined needs to join, and then we'll get it going here. But it's it's been a good season for all of us, I think, and I hope that y'all are having a good season. I know in some areas it's really freezing. It's not bad here in North Florida. It's probably 75 today. And I know down around South Florida, it's been 80, 85. So about normal, for this time of year. Some of you got snow. Some of you don't got snow. But okay, I think they're both here now. Thank goodness for that. So our guests tonight are two very, very special people. They're both very special to me, and I think they're probably very special to y'all as well. One is a charter member of the Blue Spade Society, and the other, when I called and asked about the Blue Spade Society, first words were yes. So let's welcome our guests tonight. Let's welcome the Diggin' Canuck. I mean, all-star all the way around. And Excalibur Metal Detecting Shovels, Casey Dittman, the Key Date Kid. So let's bring them on here. There's one. Hello. One that's frostbitten. And there's another one.
Hey, Casey.
I don't like that. Let's go this one. There we go. How we doing tonight?
Good. Excellent.
Good. Are you thawed out yet, Lizzie?
Oh my goodness, it was really, really cold today. I was out digging.
Unfortunately for me, I spent my day right here. Right here at my desk.
I made a bunch of shovels.
Well, that's right good. You need them.
I saw your fingertips got frozen there, Liz.
Oh, if anybody out there listening, watching knows of a good glove for winter, like that'll allow me to detect, please let me know.
I think a mitten works really well, but you have to go back and forth. And they have the things that you slip your hand out of, but then you put your hand back inside. That's when I'm going out in the super cold. That's what I wear.
Yeah, I need to find something.
And you might try an Army Navy surplus store. I don't know if they've got those in Canada.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah.
And they might have something. They've got the mittens that you can slip your fingers out of pretty easy and put back in. So that may be something, because when you're swinging the detector, you can keep your hand in the mitten.
Yes.
And you got your thumb that you can press the button with. It's just when you're digging and you got that Excalibur shovel.
I do.
The hole itself.
That's right. I gotta say, it went through like butter today in that forest.
Awesome.
I tell you what, there is no shovel on the planet Earth of the quality of the Excalibur shovel. I'll just flat tell you right now. And as well as the digger.
The hand digger.
The hand digger.
Liz has purple.
Yes.
Yeah, but I got one from the Blue Spade Society. And Casey, that's the one I was telling you about. He is a sponsor of the Blue Spade Society. And when I asked him, I called him up. I said, Casey, this is what we're doing. I want you to make me a shovel. And he says, okay, no problem. I said, would you like to be a sponsor? He says, yes. So he's a sponsor. If you want one of the best shovels you can ever get, then you can call Casey at Excalibur Shovels, or you can call Myers Metal Detectors. And because Myers is the official equipment supplier of the Blue Spade Society, Excalibur Shovels is the official shovel and hand digger of the Blue Spade Society. And either way, you call and you tell them that you are a member of the Blue Spade Society, and you'll get a nice discount. So Phil has them in stock. Casey, he can almost do whatever you want.
Yeah, members of the Blue Spade Society, it's set up, they get 10% off.
So you can't beat that with a big stick.
Yep, and it's a beautiful blue.
Oh yeah, it is. It's great. Mine's
That's
out in the
nice.
garage because it's got dirt on it.
Well,
And
my
I
living room's full of dirt because I take my shovels inside.
yeah, well, if I brought it inside, I'd probably I'd get in trouble.
You'd be getting it upside your head.
Yeah, I probably would. But I have to tell you, my wife used it one day. She wanted to transplant a tree, and she says, "Can I use your shovel?" I said, "Sure." So she got my shovel and went out there and pop it right out. And I said, "Well, how'd that shovel work?" She says, "That was the easiest thing I ever did. That's the best shovel. I'm going to steal that." I said, "No, you're not going to steal my shovel."
Yep, I've actually sold them to businesses that plant trees and transplant trees. They've contacted me and I've got them set up. So what a coincidence.
Yeah, I mean, the quality is above anything else I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I go over everything meticulously. All the details, all these angles here are gone over, and they've been refined hundreds of times at this point. So they're just optimized, and you don't really get that with the other guys. Another thing I do is with everything I seal. These are all sealed. The handles are sealed. So the other companies that you see, these are open and they fill with dirt. And then they dump in your car and in your house and I guess in your garage if you're Jeff.
Yeah, well, in my garage it doesn't make any difference because I get the task of cleaning that out. But in the house I might get and the thing with it is that serration on the side that would jag me up pretty good. Of course, it'd probably be improvement, but then we're not going to go there, So if anybody out there wants it's the best digging tools on the planet Earth, you call Phil Myers or you call Casey at Excalibur, and they'll fix you up. And let me tell you, you look at the prices of some of the other things out there. This is a deal. Yeah. It's a huge deal. Am I not right, Liz?
Oh yeah, and you won't have to. You will not have to buy it again. I was detecting last weekend with some detectorists, and I noticed that their shovel was kind of an off color. It was really, really different. And turns out that it actually, I'm not going to say the name of the shovel, but it was another branded shovel that had broke at the bottom, where that piece attaches to the actual shovel part. It had broken and they needed to get it re-welded and then repainted the whole thing.
And that's not going to happen with this material I use. It's not even like the old-fashioned high carbon. It is a high carbon, but this is a special steel. This is the future steel here that we're using. It's aircraft grade steel. So you will not rip through like on the shovel. I know what shovel Liz is talking about. It's a frequent problem with that one. And another thing, I replace the shovel. If anything was to ever happen to a shovel, I replace it. I don't fix it. I replace the shovel. So it's a great warranty to have. And the other thing that these tricksters try to do is they try to send me back another company's shovel to replace the shovel. So as if I'm going to replace it. So I've had a couple people ask me, hey, my shovel broke. I need another one. And they're sending me pictures of other companies' shovels. And I'm zooming in and looking. I'm like, that's just not me. Wow. So pretty funny, pretty entertaining for me. But it's got to be an Excalibur if you're gonna get the warranty.
Yeah. I mean, people are going to try to get away with everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes they don't listen, or they listen and they say, well, I don't need to pay attention to what, I don't know. It's ridiculous. But, I remember when we first found you, I called Phil and I said, you got to look at these. I said, I know you've been looking for somebody you can get some product from. I said, and you don't handle anything that's not of good quality. That's one thing about Myers. They're not going to handle a bunch of junk. Mm-hmm. You don't want to stand behind your product. Fine, go sell it to Walmart, but you're not going to sell it at Myers Metal Detectors. So,
Phil is going through a lot of these shovels. I mean, I think I've sent him 70 shovels this year.
Ooh.
Yeah. or 60 or 70. Yeah, it's
Right
been
on.
a lot.
And he's
So
going to
thank you,
sell a
Phil.
lot more. He's going to
Yeah.
sell a lot more. You know, and the thing of it is, like I said, Phil doesn't sell anything that the manufacturer's not going to stand behind, or it's a low quality. He just doesn't need to do that.
Mhm.
And he stocks Excalibur shovels, and he's, like you said, Casey, he's selling a bunch of them.
Yeah.
He's selling a big bunch of them. So, you know, that's got to be a testimonial in itself, you
Mhm.
know. But um, you know, we sure appreciate that you are the official shovel and a sponsor of the Blue Spade Society. And Liz, of course, is a charter member. Um, you know, the part of the Blue Spade Society is, you know, people with disabilities. Now, people mistake that's a bad word, I think,
Yeah.
disability.
Yeah.
But people don't understand it. There's all kinds of ways to have a disability. If you get migraine headaches, you have a disability, because a migraine headache can stop you from your doing stuff in your everyday life. You know, it's just the way it is.
Mhm.
And Liz asked me, she says, "Can I be a member?" And I said, "Well, yeah." She said, "Well, I'm disabled." I said, "Well, I don't know. You don't look disabled to me." And she goes, "Well, I have vertigo." And so that's it right
Yeah.
there. That was something right
Yeah.
there.
I have sometimes disabling vertigo, and in some of my videos and when I go out digging, if it's not level and not too much ground is absolutely level, uh, sometimes my vertigo, you'll see I'll do a little stumble or something, or just a little sway to the left. That's my vertigo. And in I've picked up a lot of little tricks, and I know a lot of people out there do that. But if anybody out there, don't hesitate about joining the Blue Spade Society, because you don't have to be missing an arm or something like that. There, like Jeff was saying, there's a lot of conditions out there that that we all deal with every day. And yeah, join, be a member, and I think it's a great thing.
And be a mentor. See, a lot of
That
people,
too, yeah.
you don't even have any kind of a disability. If you want to be a mentor or help, just offer to help somebody. You know, we're working on a website now, and it's just taken a while, as things, all good things do take time. And it's going to have like a state registration. Whereas if you know, you were disabled and thinking about treasure hunting, and you know, treasure hunting, it doesn't have to be metal detecting. It can be magnet fishing. It can
Mhm.
be coin roll hunting. It can be bottle digging. There's all kinds of treasure hunting.
Mhm.
You know, and that may be something you can do to get you out of the house. You know, give you some self confidence, but you don't know anything about it. So there'll be a state registry where people can put their name in their area, you know, and what they like to do. So maybe, you know, if you're up in Ontario, boom, there'll be Liz Cabral. She, you know, coin roll hunts, magnet fishing, um, you know, metal detects, bottle digs, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, you can hook up with somebody and, you know, talk to them about it, if nothing else. So that's kind of our goal. It's going to take us a while to get there, but that's what we're working towards. And as far as you stumbling on some of your videos, Liz, if it was a cold day, I just figured you was nipping at the flask a little too much.
No, I need to dig silver to have a little nip
Yeah,
at the flask.
that's it. That's it. That's it. So it's cold up there by you. I think it's probably cold up there by you too, isn't it, Casey?
It's actually snowing for the first time this fall good right now. And I got a church across the street from me, and people are going wild in there. Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
bet.
spinning out in their cars, having fun. I can hear them. I just shut the doors.
Well, a lot of people maybe don't know, but they should know. We're going to talk about YouTube channels here for a second. Casey, you have a YouTube channel called The Key Date Kid, and you do a lot of treasure hunting, put out some spectacular videos. Just to, you know,
Thanks.
tell everybody a little bit about that, and you know, how they can get over there and subscribe to your channel.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys helping me get subscribers. It's called the Key Date Kid, like Key Date coins, but the Key Date Kid. I do all sorts of metal detecting. I do bottle digging. I arrowhead hunt, but For my videos, I mainly videotape Wild West ghost towns, and it's just a passion of mine that I came across with a friend, and he just said it's so difficult to find coins and good stuff in ghost towns because hundreds, if not thousands, of people have been to these with metal detectors. So the hunt, it just takes a lot of experience, a lot of thought to find things. So I take people along on the adventure all over Utah and the surrounding states. It's just the funnest thing getting out. And the worst part of it is that I feel like I've only been out there for a couple hours and 8 or 10 hours has gone by and it's time to go home. That's the worst part of it is the end of the day, because it's just time flies when you're having fun.
And especially in this time of the year when you get out there and you really get into it, and all of a sudden, as Liz will, corroborate this statement, all of a sudden you go, oh, geez, my fingers are frozen. You don't even notice it.
Yep, and the days are shorter too.
Yeah.
So you don't get as much light.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just nipping at it right now. I just want to get out and find something.
Well, it's, there's plenty of time. So they need to come over and they need to subscribe to your YouTube channel. And I want you to go ahead and post your link. And when you get a video up, post your video on Treasure Talk so people can, find it. And the Blue Spade Society, you're on that group as well. So make sure you get all that posted so people can find you.
Awesome. I'll do that. I got a new video coming out tomorrow.
Very good. I'll be sure to watch it. And then, of course, Liz, I watch everything that, my phone buzzes every time Liz does something.
Thank you.
I don't miss many of Liz's videos.
Much appreciated. And I do not miss Casey's videos because he is digging some pretty amazing things. Not only coins, but some of the buttons are beautiful. And I can only imagine like people back in the day when those ghost towns were like very busy. Wow. It's just some of the stuff is just incredible.
It's amazing. You go to a spot where 5,000 people lived and there's not a person left there. And it's just an amazing feeling. And it is incredibly hard to imagine how many people were there when you look around. It's incredible that many people were in that spot. It just never looks like it in all the towns I've been to. But the ground talks, once you start listening with your detector, people were there because ghost towns are full of trash. Oh
yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, I grew up in central Illinois and they did all the strip mining in that area. And when I was a kid, they took some of the places that they strip mined and they turned them into like clubs, because all the big holes filled in with some beautiful water for lakes, and they stocked them and you could fish and all this, that, and the other thing. But the area was kind of decimated and they had little towns there for all the miners, So we would go out looking in the remnants of the town and find all kinds of stuff. Left over from the houses and stuff like that. Of course, we didn't have metal detectors then. That was a long time ago. I think I was probably, I would say 9 to 10 years old. So it was in the 50s. So that gives you a little clue. But that's another form of treasure hunting, as you guys do. And Liz, she goes dump digging. She's a dump diver, not a dumpster.
No, not dumpsters.
No dumpster.
No.
That's only if she forgets her lunch.
No, I could seriously spend an entire day in a dump just digging stuff. I think it's fabulous.
It's fun. It's interesting. There's lots of marbles in the dumps and you'll find tokens in the dumps because businesses would go out of business and people would throw the trade tokens in the dump and some of them are incredibly valuable. So there's so many things you can get out of those dumps. It's awesome.
Oh, you can find all kind of personal effects as we did, little toys, necklaces, and all kinds of stuff that we used to find. But there again, that goes back to the same thing. We were treasure hunting. I just didn't even know it yet.
Yeah.
You know. So I know Liz has got. She's involved in a bunch of things up there where she's at in Ontario. And one thing that I want to publicly to all the world say, Liz, thank you. I think that when we had our special show with Noctamacro,
Oh.
as the good Lord shone down on us because Liz introduced a very special young man,
Mm-hmm.
Liam Lutz Hamilton. That's not that's his YouTube channel. He is a hoot. He's going to be on Treasure Tales the end of the month, but he gets out there, and I think his catchphrase, correct me if I'm wrong, Liz, is "No find is a bad find."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's killer. He's
Yeah.
absolutely killer. And
He's he's 8 years old, and how the metal detecting community came about it through Mike Relics, and I think you're going to have Mike on your show as well, or you're perhaps in conversations with Mike. But
yep,
Liam and his dad used to go out on history walks in the city, where this gentleman does history walks, and he takes you to various parts of the town and tells you about the history. Well, there was one place that was like an incline railway way back in the day, and Liam was kind of in the bushes finding stuff, and he'd be picking up iron in that. And then the people all got together and chipped in and bought him a metal detector, like a child's metal detector. Um, and then I became aware of him, and I've dug with him a couple times, and he's shown up on my live stream most recently, the last one. And I told him, hey, I kind of told him to watch Treasure Tales or Treasure Talk, and he watched it. He entered the giveaway for the legend, and my goodness, when the first two people's names were picked and they didn't show up, I'm like, oh, come on. And son of a gun, did he not win a metal detector? And he's like, I don't think he slept all that night, and he went to
probably
school and he
not.
told everybody, and he cannot wait to get that.
Well, it should be probably on its way pretty soon. Hopefully, he'll have it by the end of the month when he's on the show. He's a very polite young man, and
Yes.
trust me, in today's
Yes.
society, that's a rarity when the kids are polite.
Mm-hmm.
And he is very polite. He's just a good kid. So
Yes.
I couldn't have been happier that he won the new Noctamacro legend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna, that's just gonna be a really good thing.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So some of the stuff. Tell us a couple treasure tales, Lizzie.
Oh my. Well, just recently, I was metal detecting with Mike Relics, who's a big local detectorist, and we were detecting the area just east of a very famous War of 1812 battle that took place in the town of Stony Creek. Now, the battle was pivotal. Of course, it was the British and the Americans, and it took place in June of 1813. Now, just east of there, because the battle site is off limits. You're not allowed to do any sort of digging holes or metal detecting there. So we went just east of there, and Mike and I were detecting, and it was kind of like towards the end of the day. And Mike kept saying that he wanted a banging signal. It's all I kept saying was, I'm looking for a banging signal, a banging signal. So kind of the end of the day, I swung across a banging signal. It was like, I knew it was a good signal. So I called him.
Wasn't it?
It was banging. So I said, Mike, I have a banging signal. So I said, would you like to dig it? So he dug it, and it ended up, I don't know how good this is going to be, but it ended up being this musket ball, which is a just millimeters, like minute. It's 0.68 something. So the balls that the British were using in the war were .69. So it's the biggest musket ball I think you can dig. So anyways, the actual military museum got a hold of my musket ball and they verified it. And they also, and I thought it was really, really cool, they also put it in a musket and it just dropped down the barrel of the musket. And then he showed how you would have to load the musket and then do, like, it's very intricate. I had no idea that firing a musket was that big of a deal. But so I dug a musket ball verified by the museum from the Battle of Stony Creek, and I think it's fantastic. And it's wonderful. If I don't ever dig another musket ball, I'd be okay.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And like you said, you can't detect right there at the battle site. We have that in the United States. It's a national park, and a lot of state parks no detecting.
Yeah.
We've got a site not too far from me here, which was really in my area. It was one of the only battles in the Civil War. It's called the Battle of Ulusty. And it's a big battle site, but we just can't, we're not allowed on it.
Mm-hmm.
So people think all across the South it's nothing but, Civil War. Well, I wish that were probably true for, my metal detecting, but it's definitely not. So,
yeah.
And I think out there where by you, Casey, you got a lot of restrictions sometimes too, don't you?
Yes, and we did. The military was here in Utah right before the Civil War. When the Civil War started, they split up into the North and South and went back east. So there are places. There's a spot called Camp Floyd, and people are known to, you can't metal detect there, but the mayor has given me permission to metal detect there. And it's incredible to be allowed in a special place like that. And, you just respect it and do everything the right way when you're in those kind of places. He said that by 9 a.m., he had 6 people call him to report that people were metal detecting.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good thing. So tell us about that trip.
I was invited by my friend. He's a veteran, and I do a lot of detecting with him. His name's Charles, and he said, "Hey, come on! I have permission from the mayor," and he had a written permission, and he said, "Hey, I can extend it to you." And we went down there, and we found all sorts of neat stuff down there, and we donated it all to the museum. Down there, so it's cool to have a possibility that your stuff will be displayed in a museum.
Yeah, that's a good thing too. A lot of people have, I call it copping an attitude. They say, well, I dug it, I'm going to keep it. Well, if you get an opportunity to dig someplace that nobody else is going to dig, and you find some stuff, you got the thrill of finding it. Take your picture of it. Give it to the museum, and in a lot of instances they'll say, okay, fine, we're going to display it for X amount of time and then you can have it back. But share it with people. You don't get this attitude that, well, it's mine, I dug it, by golly, I'm going to keep it. We don't need that kind of stuff.
It's lost history too, and like Liz's musket ball, the museum verified it, and when you have that backing that musket ball, that makes that musket ball special.
Yeah.
If you're just, any guy off the street holding the musket ball, they don't know where it was from, and there's a lot of things that go behind it. So it's nice to respect the history and do the right thing with it.
Yeah,
it is very much so.
Yes.
And that will lead to other permissions down the road, I'm sure.
Well,
it should. Let's put it that way. And a lot of times it does, because, these people talk and they, you can always use them as a reference, and, they call them and say, hey, how did they leave it, and all this, that, and the other thing. And sometimes it'll make a difference, it really will. And there again, like you said, veterans, that would kind of bring us right back to the Blue Spade Society, with all the type of treasure hunting that you do. All right, Casey, you're into Indian artifacts, arrowheads and stuff. Okay, let's say a veteran that came back from Iraq and had lost his legs is in a wheelchair. He may not be able to metal detect, but he can surely roll himself out on a bridge and magnet fish in a lake or a creek or whatever. He could go in some of the areas with you, and if somebody went with him to help him in his wheelchair a little bit, he can spot arrowheads and stuff like that. So, where there's a will, there's a way. And I think really that because both of you are going to be stopping in to say hello to John David, my special friend that the Blue Spade Society was created for. And he's the epitome where there's a will, there's a way. And I think it's quite possibly it saved his life, as I'm sure some people that certain things have given them a reason to come back to us, let's say, if nothing else. You may not agree with that, but I think it's a true fact. I really do. They gave a lot, and maybe we can just give back just a little bit. You know what I mean? So, we've got some pretty high-powered people that are members of the Blue Spade Society and helping us get the word out there. And you know most of them, I think. But it's good, I think. And like I said, I appreciate y'all being members and being active and everything like that. So what all's coming up for all y'all?
Coming up as in?
Anything. What's going on? I know you better start building shovels.
Well, yeah. So, I can show you guys my Merlin, and that's a shovel.
One second, Casey. Let me tell you. My friend Sal Gattuso from History Hunt Club.
Oh, Sal, yes, Sal.
Yes, you know him.
Yes.
You and I were talking one day about the Merlin because he's the one I went to England with.
Oh, really?
You can't take, it's a pain in the butt to take a shovel to England. So we had them provide us with shovels, worst shovels I've ever seen. So I told him, I said, you know what? I know somebody that's got one and you're going to love it. And so I told him to look you up. And I just saw he just posted, he got bright orange, but I think he got a couple Merlins and 4 or 5 hand diggers.
Yep. Yep. He got the Merlin and that thing, it is a pretty sweet tool. So like this one here, it's got where the hand grip is. You can see there's this snap clip and I have a patent on it, and you can pop it in 2 pieces and pack it in your backpack.
You can put it in your suitcase
in your suitcase. It's perfect to travel with, You can put it in your suitcase, but not in your carry-on.
No, you don't put it in your carry-on.
In the carry-on, it'll be taken.
And there you go. I mean, that's absolutely brilliant. And the thing of it is, people say, oh, well, there's some other travel shovels out there. They don't fit together as good, and they're not nearly as sturdy. With your shovel, once you pop it together, that sucker's together, and you don't have to worry about cranking.
Nope, and it's all aircraft grade steel. So, I mean, we're talking lightweight, high strength. This is going to hold together, and this is probably likely to be the lightest way to make a shovel out of solid steel, and have it split apart into 2 pieces like this. So it almost can't be beat right now. A telescopic shovel is going to be heavier. So this is going to be the lightest way to do it right now, and strongest. So that's what if you want something that's going to work for you, this is the digging tool to go with.
Well, Canuck will probably get one because now that COVID's on the run, I'm sure he'll be doing some traveling to do some detecting. So you may need to get one of those.
I think Santa is bringing Liz a Merlin for Christmas. I think so.
See? She's been a good girl.
Thank you, Utah Santa.
Yeah, I saw that Sal got him, and the good thing about that is in History Hunt Club, he has a lot of people that travel. So you'll be hearing from a lot of the members from History
That's
Hunt
awesome.
Club. They want to buy a shovel. You know,
And you know
once
what?
they
It's
see
not
it,
just
it's a done deal.
sorry, it's not just traveling with a suitcase, but like Casey said, in your backpack. There's other companies that make like tiny backpack shovels. But when you get to wherever it is you're digging, you can't deploy them into a full size shovel.
Yeah.
So and this can.
The first
I mean,
time I
this is-
took the Merlin out, I hiked to this place with Stapley, who's in a lot of my videos. And when we got there, he's all, "What are you gonna be? Are you gonna be hand digging using the hand digger today?" And I'm all, "Oh no, this is Merlin." And I snapped it together, and he was just like,
Yeah.
"So it was pretty cool. It was pretty
Well,
fun to show."
it would be very, very cool. So you're
Yeah.
going to sell a whole bunch of them, and they do come in blue for the Blue Spade Society.
Yep, and that color it's called Blue Spade Society on my website, the color blue.
It can't get any better than that.
And anybody that's interested,
genius.
right now through December 31st, if you use the coupon code WIZARD, you'll get 20% off of a Merlin. 20% saving.
Well, you can't beat that. I mean, people better do it. I think if Phil hadn't ordered any, he's fixing to.
Yeah. Yep. I gotta give Phil a heads up on everything that. Yeah. It's been a minute since we talked.
Well, he may be. I don't know if he's still on or not. He was on earlier. If he's not, you can bet I'll be telling him, because I think I told him already. So he may be getting ready to get an order. He needs to get that Merlin in there.
Yeah, and it's about 4 years I've put into this modular shovel. There was lots of things that I tested, lots of designs and things, and so there's a lot of research and development in this. This with the 2 points in here, it makes it incredibly strong when there's 2 points like this instead of just one like your detector has. And the other thing is you can't put the handle on backwards. If you see only one has snapped through, and I've put the handle on backwards. Oh. See that? And that's in my patent. So you know when you put it on the wrong way. So you spin it around the right way, and it fits through. Both of them fit through. So you know that you got it on the right direction.
That's very cool. Kind of
an idiot.
Might as well tell everybody. I think on when is it? June or January 6th? I think you're leading off the year on Treasure Talk, aren't you?
We are, and someone is going to win a Merlin.
That's right. So grammar time.
Mark that on your calendars, guys, and you could win a Merlin. And
yeah, well, Dan Graham already put in the chat. He says, "And you're giving one away tonight, right?" Wrong-o, grammar time, breath. But we are giving one away on Treasure Talk in January, because Casey is going to be in the house January 6th. He's going to kick off. I mean, the month of January on Treasure Talk is going to be just an absolute barn burner. You know, we have got guests coming. Let me get my calendar here. This is something you're not going to believe. I mean, I'm going to pat myself on the back because I done good getting these guests here. Okay, January 2022, Treasure Talk. It's Monday, January 3rd. Is Excalibur shovels, and we're giving away a Merlin. Somebody's going to be real happy. Then on the 10th, we got two great dudes, Finding Alabama, Jeremy Mann and Mark Duncan of Ram Detecting. They're going to be in the house. That ought to be a hoot and a half. You know, I kind of call them the Normal Brothers, one sub and one veteran. But we're giving away a top of the line bounty hunter metal detector that night. And then we go on to the 17th, which is Detector Pro. And they killer headphones, and they're going to give away a set of Equinox amphibian headphones. Then on January 24th, the Piece de la Resistance, the best of the best. Who in the heck is that? Digging Canuck? She's going to be in the house.
Who is that?
You are giving away an F-22 metal detector. Hello. And then we're going to close out the month with Trevor from Coil Tech. And you'll have Coil Tech swag. I mean, did I do good or what?
And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to do all what you two do on YouTube and social media, Facebook. It's incredible, and it's a lot of work. I think a lot of people think anybody could do this kind of stuff, but let me tell you, this takes a lot of work.
It is a lot of work keeping track of everything and talking to everybody, but I think I wanted to really start the year with a bang, and I think I'm loaded for the biggest bear you could possibly ever see. We got a gun loaded so bug we could shoot it off right here and hit the space shuttle if it goes up. So
maybe.
Maybe. Well, not if I shot it, because I did. Probably it's a good shot, So we got a lot of stuff going, and it's going to just get even better once we get into February, March, and like I said, we're all the way booked out all the way to June now. So with some really good guests and stuff coming up. Have you got any new hunts coming up that you can talk about? What about you, Liz? You got to have something planned.
I'm sorry, me?
Yeah. Hello.
Thankfully, my good friend John has been rounding up the permissions. We have some, and this is really hard to come by in the area that we live in Southern Ontario. He has a permission with, and I've been there twice, just looking at the foundation, 1780, 1790 foundations that we're going to be digging at probably in the spring, or if we get some good weather, some good breakthrough weather this winter, we'll probably be back there. But John, thank you so very much for including me in your detecting fun.
Well, he's good on the video too, because he's what I call, he's your Canadian mumbles man. Okay, I got my mumbles man, Tim Naylor, and people go, how come you call him the mumbles man? Well, I'm going to tell you why he's called the mumbles man. Because we'll be going along and we'll be texting, and all of a sudden, we come up and say, "What'd you find?" And he gets this really smug look, and he'll hold out a gold ring or something. And you know why we call him the mumbles man? Because after he holds it out, he's going, and that's what John looks like to me. You go there, what'd you find? Oh, nothing. There you go.
Yeah, he always has something in that apron of his. Oh, there's always something in there. Yes.
That is true. Well, you probably got one of those too, Casey, as a mumbles man.
I think I might be that guy.
You are that guy? Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. I do. I love to I've kind of learned that when I'm out with my friends, I kind of don't say anything when I find something, but I wait for them to come up to me, and then they're like, well, did you find anything? And I'm like,
boom.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a couple goodies. Where'd you get it? Where at? I want. So I'll hook them up. I'll tell them where I found it.
Well, we all have to have our mumbles, man. I've got mine.
And people bring stuff to me when we're out there. What is this? And I don't know everything, but I can identify most things.
Well, I see that me. I can, when we were in England, I have to tell you, it's a good thing because, Sal told us, and he says, don't throw anything away till we look at it. So I said, man, that is trash. I just almost went into a full Rosanna, Dana. That is trash. It wasn't. I go, hey, that's from the 1500s. I go, really? Yeah. Okay, cool.
People throw away garbage or good stuff all the time. Things that are valuable, people throw them away, and I'm guilty of doing that. But I have a box that I pretty much save most everything now because I've learned that lesson.
Mm-hmm. Well, Sal, and he's the one. He looks at it and go, "Oh yeah, that's this and this." I found this one thing. He said, "Yeah, that's that's from the 1500s." And the crazy thing about England, we get out there, we start digging. They call them greenies. I mean, it's 1500s, 1600s coins. Now that's a greenie.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nothing. Just throw it in your pouch. Hello,
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I still got that one thing or not. That I did. I tried not to be a smuggler, but I probably was.
Liz, have you been to England, or are you planning on going to detecting in England ever?
I would love to go detecting, and I would love to go to Detective Isle. And it's not just the detecting part, but they like have campers and they have parties and barbecues and lots of food and pints. I
They
want
have
to have some
pints.
pints back there. I
Well,
do.
you can have some pints. Let me tell you, there are some pints.
Do. Hopefully,
Um,
hopefully one day. Hopefully.
yeah, you'll get there. But the thing about England is, if you get out on the land, everything is old. I must have dug
Yeah.
200 buttons that
Wow.
week.
Wow.
So it's not like here. If you find a barber quarter, oh hey, cool, over there going,
Yeah.
yeah. I've got one. I hadn't gotten it yet. All my finds haven't been shipped to me, but I mean, it looks just like new, and I think it's a 16 something coin.
Wow.
It's bullhead or something like that. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly what it was, but it looks just like new. You know,
Wow.
Cool.
so it's really, really something over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do a kind of a little wrap up. I mean, this hour has flown right by, hadn't it, guys?
It has.
Mm-hmm.
So let's each do a wrap up. We'll start with you, Casey. Tell everybody what you got going on and different stuff like that. And if you got any specials coming up, and just let them know what to look forward to.
Okay, so all members of Blue Spade Society get 10% off, and that's just a standing deal. It's not going to expire, and just remember, I make all these shovels by hand and meticulous with everything. So all the details have been gone over. Quality control is paramount to me. The other thing is with the Merlin. Through December 31st, with coupon code WIZARD, you get 20% off. So if you want a Merlin, get yourself 20% off.
I need to get some of that.
And it's, I've been working on that patent, and my patent attorney filed it in November. So it was under provisional for a year. So there's been a lot of work put into this. So I hope everybody loves it. There's going to be more YouTube videos coming out, and we're finding some really good stuff. As I showed on Liz's show, she showed my 1872 cc seated dime that right now in the Red Book, it's valued at $1,450. Just incredible stuff is coming out of the ground.
Yeah, it is. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Excalibur shovels, we're coming out. We got lots of new colors too. I got the dragon green right here. You guys that like that green. I got crimson red. I guess if you're in Alabama or Utah. But and what other colors have we added? I got a really cool one. It's going to be called Gold Knight, and it's a black color with a gold hue to it, so kind of reflects the gold. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Can be the bat shovel.
A what shovel?
A bat stacker, huh, Lizzie?
Bat stacker. Batman shovel.
Yeah, I would like it if Batman would buy a shovel from me. It's okay if you use Bruce Wayne. Our little secret.
That's right. So, Lizzie, give us a wrap up, honey.
Join me every Thursday evening, not today because I was here at 7 p.m. for Canuck Nation. Every Sunday at 10 o'clock whether you're starting your morning on this side of the planet, or it's afternoon, or maybe even the next day on the other. Right on. Oh my goodness. Coffee with Liz is every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for the winter months, coin roll hunting on Tuesdays at 3 p.m., which is actually a pretty good time because I get a lot of Europeans, which is really, really good. And look for my month or my weekly videos.
That's right. So you've seen this. You can get this on the Teespring store. And also you can get one just like this, except it says Blue Spade Society and Treasure Talker Treasure Tales. It's available on the Teespring store. So get yourself some of that. So people, we're glad that you stopped by with us tonight. All the people that joined us, we do love you, and we love it when you stop by and visit with us. And it is so awesome to see y'all. Lizzie and Casey, say you're two of the best in the world. It's like I always tell Lizzie, she's got awesome sauce dripping off all over her. And Casey, you do too. You make the best products on the face of the earth.
Yes.
And I'm very, very happy to have one.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
We will be promoting Excalibur shovels in that Merlin like you can't believe.
Yes.
So
thank you.
Everything is going to be really good. So we thank y'all for stopping by tonight. And we will see you again soon. If I don't see you beforehand, well, I'll see you beforehand. Well, maybe not, but I will. You never know. If not, if something happens, have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
All right.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Right on.
Take care, guys. Okay, guys, I thought that hour passed real fast. Hopefully you had a good time tonight, found it informative, enjoyed our guests. And like we always say here on Treasure Tales, there's a million treasure tales out there. All of them are important. All of them have meaning. And every one of them is different. And we want to hear yours on Treasure Tales. Good night, everybody.